Today I'm going to rig up the boat with the control cables. This is a 1990 Evinrude 140 VRO and didn't come with any controls, just the wiring harness. So I'm rigging it up with a Morse type controller, the dual level controller. I had this on another boat. I really like it. It allows you to adjust the throttle the way you want it. It has a neutral safety switch so you can't start it in gear. So I got these Teleflex control cables from West Marine, which is a total rip-off. And if you're going to buy some, I would suggest you buy them from Amazon because West Marine sucks. But I got these because I wasn't sure about the length. These are 16-foot cables. I measured 15 foot, and I generally try and add a foot. So I also got the control cable adapter kit, and I'll show you. I've already hooked up the throttle cable, and I'll hook up the transmission cable and show you how I do that. So as you can see, I hooked up the throttle cable. Basically, the cable comes like this. It's got threads on the end of it and two rubber boots. And basically, I was sent for the kit, which I can give anyone the number if they want, but you just type in Google 33C control cable, you know, Mercury or Johnson or Evinrude adapter. And basically, they just send you two pieces, one to lock the control cable from moving and the other to attach to the post. So here, this is attached to the throttle post, and I have it hooked to the lever over there. And then right there, that's sandwiched in, and there's a little notch on the cable. You can look at this one and see the notch right there. And basically, this collar piece over here slides over top, and with these holes that are lined up here, use a cotter key. Cotter key, and you slide it in there, and that slides into this groove right there, that groove, and that's what keeps it from sliding. And then basically you just tighten down this, and you can thread this in or out depending on, you know, your adjustment. That's why I really like these, because you can have it set so when the lever's all the way down, it's, you know, barely running. You know, you can really set your throttle better, and I just like this so much better than the regular control boxes. I mean, me personally, just because I know how to put all this stuff together, and it's relatively inexpensive. The control cables are a decent price, 30 bucks a piece. Amazon, you know, you can get Teleflex or Morse. This kit's probably $25, and you can do it yourself, as opposed to dealing with the control box and with all those plastic pieces inside that break. So I'll get this transmission one run, and I'll run it along the gunnel here and drill my hole for the console and show you how it's hooked up at the control lever. Okay, I got the cable hooked up. It's just loose right now because I still might want to make some fine-tune adjustments on that thread. And you can see that bottom one has a jam nut. The top one I lost the jam nut, so it's not going to get one. It's kind of important, but the likelihood of that thing threading its way off is pretty slim. So, and this kit only came with one cotter key, so I found I got an aluminum rivet which fit perfectly, and I just bent it around, which is. You know, I have regular cotter keys, but this cotter key that came with it is stainless, which is, you know, ideal for boat applications. And it looks like this cable's a little racked, but that's just the way they want to go. So, and I made a little piece of aluminum to fit that gap, and I'm gonna drill a hole and probably bore it out and slide it over top, put a grommet around it. So now I'll show you the best way to connect it. Up at the, you know, just leave everything loose so that when you connect it up to the lever, if you want to make adjustments, either, you know, it's like a turnbuckle, you can go in or out and set it up however you want. So, okay, I got the line fished in here using 1/2 inch hole, 3/8 grommet, These 2s are 3s. These are my steering controls, so everything's lined up nice and neat, and all the electronics go into this tube. So pretty happy with the setup so far. Everything appears to be working. So I ran the cable in and you know, give her a nice gradual bend, and basically this control, about a little kit, it's got the nuts and bolts. It's got these little C-clip things that bolt on here to hold the control cable in that little notch that I was talking about earlier. And when this thing is in forward, the cable needs to extend. So you need to pull the cable out to put it in forward, which means that the cable will get connected here in the back. So when you go forward, it pulls the cable out. That's what's nice about these controls, is that you can set it up either way. And this, you can set it up for dual station if you want to put a station all the way in the front, which this boat doesn't really, you know, warrant that because it's only 24 foot. But if you had a 30-foot boat, it'd be nice to have controls in the front and the back. You can just run another cable, you know, daisy chain it from the back here all the way to the front. But like the throttle cables, I had to connect up here with a little C-clip. I haven't finalized anything yet, so it's just sitting in there, because when you want more throttle on this motor, you need to push the cable in. So I had to go on this side so that when I push the cable up, you can see it moving or not, but when you push the cable up, it gives it more throttle. So another nice thing about these controls is that you can have full throttle in reverse, which some people claim that the lower units aren't set up to do that, but it makes sense to me. So, you know, so you can throw her in reverse and give her more throttle if you get in a problem, or, you know, whatever the case. Whereas there's other control boxes, you can't do that. You're only given, like, I think half throttle or less than that. So there's the cable there stuck in the front, and you need to have a little white spacer in the right spot, and you can also set it up for the inside hole, the outside hole, given the stroke. And I think this would be an inside hole because it doesn't require a very long stroke to put it in gear. But I'll try the inside hole first and look, once I shift it up, go in the back, see if there's any play. So hook that up now and show you when it's all done. Alright, I'm still setting up the transmission, and these the transmission linkage, I meant to say. These 4 bolts here are the stops that allow you to fine-tune the adjustments, so you know that you can adjust that bolt up and down. The stroke on the inside holes here is still just a little bit too much for the stroke of the shifter lever on the motor. So you can use these bolts here to make a shorter stroke, so even with the inside hole. So basically I have everything temporarily hooked up. Should probably put the cotter key in there. But what I did was, you want to make sure the transmission is being engaged all the way, and the easiest way for me to do that, right now it's in neutral and the prop is free. And then come back here and throw her in reverse, and you've got your eye on your cable right there, and see how it's just kind of, it's not in gear yet. You want pressure on this cable here so that she locks into gear. So basically I want to loosen this bolt up a little bit so that I get a little bit more stroke to make sure it goes into gear. So if I go back to neutral and try it in forward, prop's free, put her in forward all the way. Got that one nut stopping it there. Come back here, take a look at my shift cable, and that's in gear good. Nice and tight there. A little bit more play to go, so maybe back that one off just a touch. So that's pretty much it. These things are simple. They're great design, and they can be used on any boat. These controls are somewhat overkill for this boat, but I put them together. I know they're nice and tight. I know everything's going to be correct, in my opinion. It's better than a control box. There's a safety switch in here that's wired in with the key, so you can't start the motor with it in gear. Like I said, the only thing that could be user error is if you were half throttle and you decided to throw her in reverse. That could do some damage. You have more control over the boat, in my opinion. Don't shop at West Marine. It's a complete ripoff. Most things on a boat are a ripoff, but West Marine sucks. Thanks for watching, and if anyone has any questions, put a comment, and that's all for now.